What's up, nerd family? Enosh here, along with the lovely
Tiff-tastic.
and of course
Landen Calrissian.
And why are we here today?
See Black Adam.
We're here to see Black Adam, and we're gonna walk in. We may end up needing another hero here in a second, but the sun is out, as you can see, and
We've had 4 days of rain, so this is nice just to have this little bit of sun, even if it is 46 degrees out.
heck yeah. So we're gonna go in and watch Black Adam, and then right out of the theater, we will give you our review. So let's go. We just got out of the movie Black Adam. Landon.
It was better than I thought it was gonna be.
It was better than you thought it was going to be, Tiffany.
I have a hard time explaining it without saying things that would spoil it. Because there's a lot of thoughts, but I can't say.
Look, I think visually it looked really great.
Yes.
Landon brought up the point that
I think a lot of like suit up scenes could have been done better instead of just a mask going over someone's face without any
Hawkman,
Yeah,
like
his armor just appears.
They try to like Iron Man it, like nanotech, like where it's just like poof, there it is, and it was like.
But yet I thought they did an amazing job with Dr. Fate. So
Dr. Fate is like one of my favorite parts of the whole freaking movie.
that and the post-credit scene are my two favorite parts.
Yeah,
of the
there's a
entire
little
movie.
post-credit scene that you may or may not have heard about.
Most of you guys have probably seen it.
I asked if they could rewind it. Nobody listened to me, apparently. I waited 2 hours for that. But no, I think my initial thoughts, it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. It's not a great movie, so I'm not gonna like tell you, oh, this is amazing. It changed everything. If this is just The Rock in and of himself, it doesn't change the.
I thought he did a great job producing it, though.
Yeah,
I think this is probably one of the better things that The Rock has done with his like movie career.
It was
I
worth
think
the 6 years.
It's definitely like his
Baby.
role. I didn't see Black Adam as The Rock. I saw him as Black Adam, which I was really happy about
Which is a first.
because I really thought it was just going to be The Rock just dressed up as Black Adam, but like I could
was
see an actual
believable.
character.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was my thing. Is I've always talked about how I always just see The Rock as The Rock, and
Playing a different person.
yeah, and for the first time, I saw him as the character he was playing. So that was good. Visually, I thought it was good. Story-wise, it kind of jumps around a lot, and there's a lot of posing. There's a lot of slow-mo where it's like you're supposed to. It feels like there's a lot of manufactured feels.
It was a lot of angry face, fly away.
And these manufactured kind of feels like you don't know what you're supposed to really feel for Black Adam. Is he a? Are you supposed to be afraid of him? Is he a good
Are you
guy?
supposed to laugh?
But with
Joke?
the
Because there were instances where like he was mad, happy, like a good
there's
guy,
lot
a
of
bad
emotions
guy.
he was dealing with
funny.
his family and stuff.
I like the final transformation thing, which makes more sense now with the action figure, because the action figure, it's not a spoiler, he has a cape, and that's just kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know, Tiffany.
I think one thing that was well done, at least for me, was the fact that for being a first movie, regardless how long it took for him to get this done and made and the way that he wanted, I'm actually more excited, more so for this movie, more so than this movie, for what is ahead. I'm more excited for
Sure.
what is ahead than I was for the movie itself.
It was a good like start solo film, like for a character, just
Yeah.
to like start up and just make a movie of the character. I thought it explained in good detail what the story was, who the character is,
Sure.
and just like setting it up for later movies.
Next time, I don't think that you can get away with a lot of him grandstanding and just posing and looking and stuff. It's going to have more story. I think it's going to have to rely more on storytelling. Where this one didn't rely a lot on storytelling. It was kind of like, it was very blunt. Just kind of like, hey, here it is. Here's the setup. Here's the stuff. This is what's important.
It did explain
Go.
it by the end, though.
Yeah,
And
go.
then you were like, oh.
Yeah. So, Tiffany, I'll ask you first. What do you give Black Adam out of 5?
I would say a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. I'd say 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5 probably. It's probably where I'm at.
I think for me, I'd give it a solid 3.5. I'd give it a solid 3.5. I think that some of the effects were really great looking.
And some of the effects, I noticed that you could tell there was a green screen.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah,
I mean,
there was a lot of like, you could tell that they were on a soundstage. It's one thing that I'm having a problem with a lot of movies nowadays, because it's like the overuse of green screen. So you can really tell they're not really in a place, because they're standing all like so far away from each other, and the way that they interact with each other in the scene, you could tell that like they're in this thing, and like people just happen to show up here, and so they have a little cutaway of hey, here's Enosh walking up, and then hey, here's, Landen walking up, and then here's Tiffanie looking up, and we're all looking up at the same thing, and it's like, I feel like that's getting overdone a little bit in movies. I'm beginning to be more and more, I appreciate when things are shot on location and in real environments. And so obviously the superhero movies, there's going to be a lot of special effects, so I get that. But yeah, I mean, Dr. Fate, the effects for Dr. Fate, fantastic. And
That's
Pierce,
the reason I gave
Pierce
it a 4
Brosnan.
was because of the Dr. Fate stuff, and for the storyline prepping at the end for what's to come, and also just even the little, not main but side characters that were introduced. I thought that was kind of done well, and it interests me on where they're going to go.
I want to ask you one quick question before we go. What did you think of Cyclone? She's the female superhero in this. Is she a kick-butt character, or is she just kind of there for you?
Kind of mid.
I was going to say, she kicked butt at times where you were like, oh, that is so cool, but then most of the time it was more like mediocre.
Yeah, I felt like there was more like pizzazz in the special effects of
her
powers.
special effects were cool, the way that she would twist and like things would fly towards, but it was like that was used every single time. It was like
It was like the same barrel roll every time she was flying.
Yeah. I mean, it's not right. And Noah Centineo, the guy who would be He-Man, I don't know that the movie really needed Adam Smasher.
I mean, he gave it a little funniness.
funny,
He
cute.
gave it that
haha.
funny,
I guess.
that funny quirkiness to the movie, I guess.
I just really
But you
didn't
still
feel
got
like we
that
needed it.
from the son and the mom and the brother. The brother had that funniness.
Yeah.
He's
So
like, it's okay.
the introduction of Black Adam was amazing.
Yes.
I thought that was done
And
really
the
well.
story, the way that it progressed through, his coming about and just what happened.
I'm glad that they I will say this, and this isn't spoiler, but they didn't shy away from the connection with Shazam.
Yes, and I did like that, and I like that they actually explained it a little bit more, so it makes me understand Shazam a little better.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that they didn't shy away from Shazam.
I'm interested to see what Isaac and Brianna think, though, too, because they just saw it about an hour before us.
Yeah.
So
So I give it a 3.5. Landon gives it a
3.5.
3.5, and Tiffany gives it a 4. She gives it the old Ric Flair there. So there you go. That is our fresh.
I was debating between 3.5 and 4.
It's not too late. I haven't hit stop on the
3.75.
3.75. There you go. Ooh, it went down. Uh-oh. But hey, I will say this. The end credit scene is a 10. We'll talk more about it as we go on. We're actually able to share spoilers and stuff like that. I mean, everybody's seen
More of a 15.
Yeah, I know. Everybody has seen the thing, but we're not going to get into that for anybody who hasn't or whatever. But there you go.
Have the weekend, go see it because we're talking about it soon.
Yeah, don't walk out. I literally yelled at people walking out of the
Don't
theater.
leave.
I was like, don't leave. And they did stop.
You reminded me of Titanic. You're like, don't go.
Stay, Jack. Stay. You must see the end credits scene. It's too important.
But they listened and they stayed, and they were like, oh.
It was actually nice to be able to hear it, because all the stuff that's been leaked online, you haven't been able to hear, because you hear the cheering and all that stuff. So it was nice to be able to hear the scene. It's very cool. I look forward to it. So there you go, folks. That is your Poindexter Lounge straight out of the theater review of Black Adam. Here's to the future. And Henry Cavill. See you guys.